Hey guys, Penem here again. Today we have the brand new Extreme Force booster box. So I got my hands on two of these bad boys, and honestly, at first I wasn't too excited about this set, but after all the imports and everything like that, I became actually quite interested, but not enough to buy more than two booster boxes for now, at least. But yeah, this set contains quite a few interesting cards. The card on top of it is interesting for Cyberstacks, which is Xcode Talker, I believe. There are also two very good Link monsters, which are Heavy Metal Foes, Electromite, and Saryuja, Skull Deed, or Skull Dread, whatever the name they translated it into. So yeah, we will start with this box today, and the next one will be uploaded tomorrow. And so, yeah, and a quick announcement for you guys. Also, this is a brand new Monster Reborn. This is from the Lost Art collection, basically. So this one is still sealed, but I will open it eventually for you guys if I do get my hands on more of these. I got one per booster box today because I bought the two of them at different stores. And this is one per purchase of $30 or more Canadian before tax. So probably in the US it's going to be like $25 or something cheesy like that. But yeah, basically those are pretty darn good looking, and they will make great addition to any person's collection really. I'm considering trying to get at least three of each of those cards, preferably sealed, but you know, as long as I actually fill up one row of a binder and still have one sealed, I will be very happy as a collector. I'm just happy to see Monster Reborn back after so many years. It hasn't been unbanned yet as of this video, but maybe this is a sign that they will unban it. I think like the OCG can use it right now, so I don't really understand why the TCG just keeps on not giving us a chance. With so many ways to just rob our opponent's field or to get our own field robbed, a one card for one monster is pretty legit. Anyways, so we will start off with the right side. 8, 9, 10, 12 packs on the right side. So yeah, we are looking for those three Link monsters, but we are also looking for Border Patroller or Security Border Patroller, something like that. And there are also some other interesting cards. New archetypes in here. Mech Knights, obviously, one of the main archetypes in here that people are looking forward to. I'm not too excited by it, but it is interesting. And here we have our first foil, and it's one of the ones I really was interested in. Vendred Battlelord. Very cool, super rare. The artwork looks pretty sweet, honestly. Look at that huge sword. So this is level 7 Zombie Ritual for the Vendred archetype, and this guy is just the beater they needed. So this is very much needed in this deck. It's one of, maybe two of, depending on how you want to play the deck, but it is something that you should play. Like one of this, one of Chimera and 3 Slayers should be a decent way to play the deck. We have World Legacy Scars, which was the promo card for the sneak peek in this set. There are also some brand new FA cards that are very powerful. We have Underclock Taker, which is also a very useful card to get over some opponent's strong monsters. So this set doesn't have big things except for the two Link monsters that are worth a lot of money. And otherwise, they have a lot, and this set has a lot of little things that could build up to bigger things eventually. There's also this new artifact card, Artifact Mjolnir. Very interesting. It's not too great, but it does have its effect. I mean, you could go into a rank 5 the next turn. We have Secure Gardena, Mech Knight, Tindangle Intruder, and Curious, the Lightsworn Dominion. So this is one of the new OCG imports from the Vrains pack. This is for the Lightsworns, obviously. It is a playable one if you do get to summon it, which is the hard part about this card. It is a Link 3 monster, and you need monsters with the same attribute but different types. So it could all be light monsters, obviously, but you can't use, let's say, Wolf and Phyllis, I believe, because they're both beast warriors, or you can't use two warriors together, or you can't use, let's say, Lumina and the other one which destroys spells and traps. I don't remember her name at the moment. It's a level 4. I don't understand. I don't know why I don't remember the name, but you know, it is interesting. It does have some very good capabilities, but it's just not quite there. We have Ghost Bird of Bewitchment, a very interesting rare from this set. This card gains an effect based on the monster zone where it is, and really, if you can just trick your opponent with this, you could easily win games because it could have 2300 attack, it could make 2 attacks, or it could just not be targeted by card effects or be destroyed by them, or monsters in this card's column cannot activate their effects. And those other zones over here are basically the 2 zones with extra link zones. So basically, you could just summon this in a zone where your opponent summoned a link monster and that monster would not get its effect. So very interesting card. And the New World Legacy cards are also pretty interesting. Good foreshadowing for the next set, Flames of Destruction, in which you will be able to get Ibli, a very powerful dark version of those cards. We have Flame Administrator, a card that won me a few games in the sneak peek. This just gains each link monsters you control gain 800 attacks, so it's pretty good. Tendangle, Bit Trooper, Mythical Beast Medusa, another of the new archetypes, Spellcaster Pendulum decks, really. It's not as good as the current Pen Mage, but it's still playable at least, and this one uses a lot of spell counters, like a lot of them. And we have our first big Mech Knight, Mech Knight Red Moon. Not one of the bigger ones, but still a very powerful one nonetheless. Mech Knights are interesting because you can special summon them in columns where there are 2 or more cards in it. So if your opponent controls a monster and you put a face down card, or the opponent has a face down spell trap in that same column, well, you can special summon that, and they're all psychic lights, so there are a lot of combos you can do. Here we have Flick Clown. Do not misread it, people. It was funny during the sneak peek, but I do believe it will become annoying. We have Recovery Sorcerer, 2 Cybers monsters. This is interesting. It's not too great, but it does have its capabilities, you know? It has potential, and that's really what this set is all about. Except for Electromite and Skull Deed, most of these cards just have great potential and nothing really else. Tindangle Hound. Tindangles do sound pretty interesting. We have the FA Synchro, Motor Home Transport. Very powerful card, actually. And really, this card is just what the FA needed. It's an easily summonable Synchro, generic Synchro. And it just allows you to go into your big plays and just get some strong attack on the field. We have Downbeat, which is the opposite of Transmodify. And we have Mech Knight Yellow Star to go with our Red Moon. We have Ghost Trick Renovation and some more commons. Next pack. So up to now, we only have some supers. We're still looking for ultras and secrets. I'm not too sure which ultras I'm interested in. Probably Xcode would be cool. I got one at the sneak peek, but never have too many of those top cards. And the secret rares I'm looking for, Mech Knights are interesting, but the 2 Link monsters I was mentioning earlier are cards I would really enjoy getting. Vendred Revolution, so this is also a very interesting card. For Vendred, you discard 1 card, then target a Vendred monster and 1 ritual spell in your graveyard, special summon the monster, and add the ritual spell to your hand. So this allows you to recycle your ritual spell, which is something that was not easily available for Vendreds before. And it also allows you to get a Vendred on the field to use the ritual spell with. So if you use this during your opponent's end phase, you basically set your own field for the rest. And you also have another effect where you banish this card, and then you just recycle your banished zombies and draw. So that's pretty useful in there. We have Glory of the Noble Knights, so a new Noble Knight card. It's basically just equip stuff with them. And we have more commons. Tindangles seem to have a lot of potential, but I don't see them being quite good yet. They are dark, so there is a lot of support for them. And they do have some interesting special summoning abilities and a link monster. and they do have a lot of stall power in there. It's incredible. Ooh, we have our first foil that is more than a super. We have Clara and Rushka, the Ventrilo duo. And followed by Mythical Bestiamorph. I'll just put that there, but we will sleeve this card because it's our first card that is more than a super. This is interesting, but it's not too great. It's one normal summon set monster. You could use this in, let's say, ABCs to get your stuff in the graveyard faster and get their effects, but cannot be link summon except during main phase 2, which is a big downside to this, and the arrow only points to your opponent's field. So it does have its downsides, you know? It is a very nice looking card. Just look at that art though. Which one is the ventriloquist? Which one is the puppet? I think this is the puppet. But I have doubts. It is a nice looking card though. And honestly, I got one as a trade at the sneak peek. And if I can get a full playset, I'll be glad. We have Dai Dance with Dai Greffer and DD Warrior Lady. Just look at her disgusted face. She is not happy about this. We have more commons with Grappler Angler, which is a tuner, by the way. If no one actually noticed, it is a water tuner warrior. So there are some available combos with that. Some. What Kinetic Puppeteer, which is a psychic. We have Secure, Yoko, Vendred Core, nice. Another good Vendred card. It's not exceptionally good. Because obviously the effect it gives to your ritual summon monster isn't too useful. It is useful, but not too useful. If it was cannot target or destroy, it would be a lot better. And it is a level 1, so unless you get, let's say, a level 4 Vendred monster with this to get your Chimera, you won't get much out of this, because you will probably need 2 more materials for your summon. But this does have an effect that helps you get your summoning going, so it's not bad either. Oh, and we have Dual Little Chimera. This is very useful for fire decks, and I do plan on making a Metal Foes troll deck, so this will be interesting for that deck. Also, it is just like Missus and Mista. This also recycles a fire monster when it's sent from the field to the grave. So you could recycle your Ash Blossoms, which is a very useful thing to do. This is good against, Parthian Shot is good against cards like Evenly Matched, because it just stops the battle phase and it becomes end phase. So it's pretty useful nowadays. It's just dead if your opponent doesn't have the Evenly Matched. Next pack. So we only have 1 Ultra on this side, and we have 5 packs left. Looking forward to some magic. Come on, people. Midnight Blue Sky, probably the most valuable Midnight out of this set. Sadly, it means that we have 1 fewer chance of getting Electromite or Skoldeet, or Skoldred, whatever you want to call it. But Midnights are very cool, and you could easily mix them up with Invoked, and Invokes are pretty powerful right now, actually. If you put Midnights with Patrol Border and Invokes, it is a very interesting deck. And this is the most important Mech Knight, I believe. So we got our first secret rare. Look at that art. It is very shiny. We'll put it over here. Otherwise, we have a Mythical Beast Basilisk, actually. I don't know why they wrote it like that. We have FA Auto Navigator, which is the tuner, which changes its level, so that's pretty cool. More commons. Probably going to try my hand at making a FA deck too, because they do seem to be getting more interesting, and my favorite summoning mechanic that is not from the dual monster era is Synchros, so I will probably give it a try. Overtex Quatlus. This is another interesting card for dinosaurs this time, but you do need to have some banished dinosaurs to summon it, so opening it is not good, but afterwards it's pretty decent, honestly. And we have Vendred Charge. Nice. This is insanely good for this deck. And you could just look at that art for days if the camera actually focuses. There we go. Look at that. That's the new ritual monster, I believe. Send 1 zombie monster from your hand or face up from your field to the graveyard. Special summon a Vendred monster from your deck. You can only activate once per turn, but it's a quick play. So if your opponent targets one of your Vendreds, boom, and you get a new Vendred, and bam. The only thing is you can't use it to get your ritual monsters on the field, but if you have a dead ritual monster in your hand, you can send it to the grave to special summon a new Vendred. Use your ritual spell to use that Vendred you summoned on the field to special summon the Vendred in your graveyard that you just sent, and basically you get the effect of the monster you special summoned. So you can choose what bonus effect you want, and that's why this card is a must play for Vendreds. We have Boral Cooling for those rocket decks. And more commons with Die Dance. Okay, next pack. What other ultras are there that are interesting? There's the Link Monster for Mech Knights. There is also the Triple Burst Dragon. Oh, we have Zephyra Metaltron, the super rare card for Zephyras, which is also an import from the Vrains pack. Pretty interesting for Zephyras, honestly. It does need 2 monsters or up, special summon from the extra deck. So all materials need to be from the extra deck, which makes it a little harder to summon. But in those pendulum decks, this does get easily summoned. And it does have some pretty interesting effects. We have Steel Swarm Origin, which is insanely good for E-Swarm decks. This is just I can't believe this is just a rare, actually. I would have thought it would have at least been a super. This just stalls so much and helps to summon so many cards from your deck, and it's easily summonable to Ilswarm monster. Like Mandragora can just special summon itself, so you just need 1 normal summon and boom, you got this. It's such a great card for the deck. The deck might not be back necessarily, but it will see some play, at least as a rogue or for fun decks, you know. Next pack, second to last on this side. Nagel's Protection, very good for Tindangles. It protects them basically, so that's pretty good. There can only be one. There can be only one. Pardon me, I just misread that. Each player can only control 1 monster of each type. If a player controls 2 or more monsters of the same type, they must send some to the graveyard so they control only 1. It's like Gozen Match, something like that, but you know, it's shinier. And we have Ghost Bird again. That's pretty cool. We have the new Tindangle Acute Cerberus Link monster. We got Oops. Target a card you control and destroy it. I guess it works with some decks. And we have more FAs. Final pack on the right side. Come on, Ultras. We can't wish for Ultimates. We can't wish for Ghosts. So let's go Ultras. Link Hole and... ooh, we have the Mech Knight Link monster. Mech Knight Spectrum Supreme. 2 up Mech Knights, and it's a Link 3, so you basically need 3 monsters. But they all need to be Mech Knights, so you know. This card can attack directly if it is the only card in its column, so just wipe your opponent's field on that side, I guess. If this card in the extra monster zone points to no monsters, it cannot be destroyed by card effects. Also, your opponent cannot target it with card effects, so you just have to have your own zones free. You can send 1 other card you control in this card's column to the graveyard, special summon 1 Mech Knight monster from your deck in defense position. So a lot of stuff can be done with this, and it's pretty good. It just, you know, you need to get it somehow. Mythical Beast Jackal, which is the easy spell counter card for that deck. So the right side was pretty interesting. We got 2 ultra rare Link monsters. Mostly collectible, but pretty interesting nonetheless, and we did get the Mech Knight Blue Sky. I do not intend on making the deck, but if we do end up getting a lot of the secret rare Mech Knights, I might actually give it a shot. You never know. It might be a very interesting deck to try out. There can be only one, and Mythical Beast Basilisk. We're already seeing some doubles. Will we see some triples? Let's see an Electromite. That card at the moment is like $65 US, and I saw it at the store in which I purchased this box at 100 Canadian, which is insane. It's like the same price as Ash Blossom for a basic monster. Well, it's not basic, it's pretty good, but you know, curious and mythical Bestiamorph. But you know, for a brand new card, which is probably still hyped because of the sneak peek, but I would really appreciate getting one of those. That is also why I have 2 of these booster boxes, because I really want to play my troll Metal Foes. We have Zephram Metaltron and Vector Scare Archfiend. For Cyber's decks, pretty wacko way to put those arrows, but it does work pretty interesting. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you contribute one monster this card points to. Special summon that destroyed monster to any zone this card points to. And it's pretty interesting. If you special summon to your opponent's field by this effect, this card can make a second attack during this battle phase. So you know, the opponent gains the monster, but you could re-attack it. If it was a weak one, good for you. You could deal some easy damage. Let's see some more awesome pulls. Come on. Zombino, that's nice. The two are so close. They die and return to life, inseparable. This Zombino goes with Zombina, and I think it's a short print in this set. And we have Altergeist Manifestation, followed with Metal Rocket Dragon, a new card for the Rocket archetype. They keep getting some interesting cards, but there's always this one simple thing about not being fast enough to recover when the opponent just destroys you, because the deck really needs to have the end phase, but if the opponent OTKs you, well, you're not getting that end phase. It's the one problem with that deck. So close to being good. Power of the Guardians, interesting. If an attack is declared involving the equipped monster, place one spell counter. Oh, that's good for the Mythical Beast archetype. They get spell counters on the field, they gain attack, and they can't be destroyed by battle or card effect while they have spell counters. Well, they can, but you won't let it happen. Mech Knight Red Mudagan. And some more commons. Next pack. We did get some pretty interesting pulls up to now, but it's not even close to being over. Xcode Talker, nice. So we did get the card on top of the pack, followed by Master King Archfiend. Cool, another import from the Vrains. And we have more commons. I'll read you guys Xcode Talker's effect, because it is pretty good if you do get to summon it, but it does not give you arrow zones to your own field, except if there's already something on top. Pardon me. 2-up Cyber's monsters. When this card is link summoned, you can choose unused main monster zones equal to the number of monsters currently in the extra monster zones. Those zones cannot be used while this monster is face up on the field. Basically, it can't go face down anyway, so you can only use this effect of Xcode Talker once per turn. Monsters this card points to gain 500 attack. Also, they cannot be destroyed by battle. They cannot be destroyed by card effects, but they can be destroyed by battle. So basically, if you use this with Flame Administrator that we saw earlier somewhere. Oh, right, it's a common. Never mind. But if you do use it with Flame Administrator, those attack points will increase real fast, and they work pretty well together with those Cyber's cards, basically. So we're still looking for one Ultra and one Secret. What might they be? Oh, nice. We got the Gem Knight import. Gem Knight Phantom Quartz. You need 2 gem monsters to summon it, but it does do a lot. It can fusion summon, it can search, it can do a lot of things. The only downside is that the attack is very low, so you probably will end up using it as a material for fusion summons. Oh, and we have another import in the same pack. We have Ritual Beast Ulti Kimon Falco. You need 2 Ritual Beast monsters, so it's a little downside for those other decks that want to use this. But it is, just like the Gem Knight Phantom Quartz, a very useful card for the archetype that gives zones and can be used for summons, so it's actually pretty useful. We have more commons. Let's Contact C. Next pack, we are 5 packs from the end. I believe this is pretty much where we got our secret rare on the other side. And Heavy Metal Fold Electromite! Sweet! Oh, this is getting sleeved right away. Wow! That's a $100 card right here. Holy crap, Heavy Metal Fold Electromite. It is so shiny you barely see the person on it. That's the face, the arms, that little leg over there, the other leg behind it, those jetpacks and everything. Wow, this box is blessed. Sweet, that is insane. Just read that effect. If you guys don't know about it, this is the time. Two Pendulum Monsters, so basically Pen Magician can abuse it. You can also use it in a lot of different decks, like you can use it in Dino Mist, you can use it in Metal Foes, a lot of random things, really. Odd Eyes. If this card is Link Summon, you can add one Pendulum Monster from your deck to your extra deck face up. Once per turn, you can target one other face-up card you control and destroy it, then add one face-up Pendulum Monster from your extra deck to your hand. If a card in your Pendulum Zone leaves the field, draw a card. You can only use that effect once per turn. This is insane. This is the one card I was really hoping to get in one of these two boxes, and we got it in the first one with Xcode and some Mech Knight stuff and a collectible Ventrilo Duo. And we got a lot of Vendrid stuff, which is also very cool because I really do enjoy Vendrids. And as soon as there are a new zombie coming out, I will be making a very powerful zombie Vendrid deck. It is playable already. I just don't believe it's quite there yet. Next pack, we're still looking for an ultra rare. Altergeist Extia. So we have one of the new Altergeists, which is a Link 2. Actually, I didn't see that arrow. They did need some easier to summon Altergeist, so this is useful for them. We have Shell Rocket Dragon, another one of those rocket monsters. Whoa, I actually inversed those. There we go. DD, Tindangle, and Flick Clown. 3 more packs. We're still looking for one Ultra. Maybe we will see some more than just what we are promised. We have Vendrin Revolution again. That's pretty cool. And we have Steel Swarm Origin. McKnight. Okay, what Ultra will we see? I would like to see another one of those Link monsters, but I do already have Triple Burst, and I don't really know what to ask for. Ooh, we have a Mech Knight Indigo Eclipse and Dismanian Devil. Nice. So this card is actually pretty interesting. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can add one level 4 lower beast monster from your deck to your hand, and it's 1700 attack Earth. Use this with Missus, and you get yourself a lot of searches and a lot of summoning. It's just that you need beast monsters to actually be useful at some point, which is not always easy to do. We have more Tindangles. We got Scramble Egg. I believe this is one of the weird OCG imports from this set. This was not revealed for a long time until like a few weeks ago, actually. And this was just made so many people mad. It's just such a ridiculously useless card nowadays. But if a monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a Sonic Chick from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Basically, you can get a level 1 winged beast. I believe it's Earth or Wind. I don't remember the actual thing. But hey, you get a free summon in exchange for a loss. It's not really that good, but it is interesting, at least. Our final pack. Ultra rare, come on. Mythical Beast Garuda. So we did get the foils promised, and we have World Legacy Whispers and another Scrambled Eggs. But Mythical Beast Garuda. So for our first booster box, we got some very decent pulls, actually. Yeah, I'll do a quick recap for you guys. Let's just put all of these together like this. So for our secret rares, we got Heavy Metal Foes Electromite. Very happy about this. This is insane. This card is worth more than the whole booster box, so it's just crazy. We have Mech Knight Blue Sky, which is like the 3rd most valuable secret rare out of here. Maybe the 4th. It's equal with a few others, but it's such a great card for Mech Knights. It's easily summonable, and really, it's just such a great card. We have Mech Knight Spectrum Supreme. Very needed card for the deck too. We have Xcode Talker, the card on top of the booster box. We have Clara and Rushka, the Ventrilo Duo. And we have Mythical Beast Garuda. So honestly, I can't complain. This is one of the best boxes it could have been. If this was replaced by Skull Deet, that would have probably been the best booster box possible, or 2 Electromites, but you know. This was incredible. We got also some pretty interesting supers, a lot of Vendrids, and a lot of imports, like a lot of them, which are all going to be used for sure in some of my decks. We got some interesting rares too, like those Steel Swarm and those Rockets and these Vendrid cards. A lot of imports too. We got some Mech Knights too as rares. We got a lot of Mythical Beasts too. So nothing to complain much about. Do a little Chimera is also going to be used for my metal foes for sure. And we got a lot of commons. We only got one Zombino, I believe. So that must be one of the more short printed cards out of this set. But hey, this video has been going on for a long while now, and I don't want to keep you guys waiting much longer. So expect another video tomorrow for the same set, and we will see if we can get any more lucky pulls. We did get some very good ones out of this one, so maybe we'll get some more luck tomorrow. So yeah, stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed this video, I mean, we did get some pretty good pulls. So I do recommend you guys to like the video to show some support, and maybe luck will smile at you guys too. Share the video with your friends, because you know, sharing is caring, and hobbies do need to be shared for more people to enjoy them. Leave a comment down below if you have any suggestions for future videos. If you have anything you want to share with us, whether it be me or other viewers, feel free to do so. That's what the comment section is meant for. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I try to give you guys as much content as possible. My sole goal is to entertain you guys. So if you want to see more awesome vids, click on that little subscribe button down there if you haven't yet, and click on that little bell button next to it to get some notifications when my vids come out. Hopefully I will see you guys next time, and until then, Penem out.